I think we are live. We're like right on time.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Tom. This is the Enthusiasm Project, and today we are live because it sounded like a fun thing to do, and it was actually Heather's idea. So this is my lovely wife, Heather, which most of you know at this point. She's moderating, popping up some questions on screen. But this is we haven't gone live in a few weeks. We did it, I don't know, a couple weeks ago on a Friday night, and it was super fun. We wanted to stream for like an hour, and we ended up going for significantly longer than an hour. So that was great, and it was really cool to be able to engage in real time rather than just through videos and comments like normal. So hopefully this will be a super fun time. There's a lot to talk about and a lot that we wanted to do today. I will say what I'm really excited about is we scheduled this stream at like 1 o'clock today, Pacific time. And there were so many people hanging out like in the chat the whole time. Even I was listening in on a semi-work meeting, I was like,
there definitely should be a shout out to the people who have been waiting. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Tusif and Young Broke Musicians and Cheek Nation, me, Heather, the Fro Show, Aubrey. It's really cool just to like, I was having fun listening to a very boring meeting and being able to pop in and be like, hey, this is more interesting. So we're going to dive in, talk about some things. I wanted to, obviously there's been a bit of news in the camera world, if you haven't heard.
I'm not even in the camera world, and
I've
heard the news.
So we'll probably need to talk about that. But probably more importantly for right now, last time we streamed, it was really awesome to learn that so many people watching the stream and so many people who are here on the channel are people who make their own thing, whether it's a YouTube channel, podcast, like website, whatever. And I thought that was awesome because I get excited when people are making stuff. And I thought this would be a really fun time to, if anybody has channels that they want to have looked at and reviewed, or even like a podcast, since so many people who watch my videos have podcasts, and obviously I'm a fan. If you have like a page for your podcast or something, or, I saw a couple podcast questions already, we can kind of dive in and check them out. And, it's all subjective reviews and opinions, but just sort of look at what you're doing, offer a little feedback if you want it, and highlight some cool stuff that's being made. So that's kind of our goal for today. Of course, if you got any other questions and stuff, feel free to toss them out, and we'll kind of have fun there. Heather's going to do her best to keep me on track because I struggle.
Yeah. So people are saying hi, Dan. Hi, Dan.
Oh, hi, Dan.
Hi, Coach Plugged In. These people are saying that they're fans. Jordan.
A lot of these people were here last time. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, guys. But I definitely want to, I think we should do the questions in order of how they came in. So
fair, right?
First question, Simply Obs asks, I'm really excited to hear your thoughts about the new Canon. It's not really a question, but yeah, I think it's a good kickoff.
There are a few other people who have asked questions. I will legitimately stick to answering what you have asked. My thoughts on the new Canons is that they are terrific. They are exactly what Canon needed to release, probably later than when they needed to release it, but at a great time, and at a great time to push other companies to outperform them. And that is when, like, I know I'm a Canon fan, and obviously I like Canon cameras, but in the end, they're all just tools. And I am excited about the fact that we all get access to better tools because companies are working to outdo each other, and it just benefits us in the end. So my initial thoughts are that they are both terrific options. I'm super excited about them. I have more detailed thoughts, and I know there's more questions where we can kind of get into those, but I think Canon knocked it out of the park, and very excited. But I don't think we should forget about the original R, which is filming this right now.
There you go.
Thanks, Aubrey.
Let's see. Young Broke Musicians. This isn't really a question, but they said, we use 3 M50s at the moment to film our podcast, so we think it's time for an upgrade.
My question was going to be, if you have 3 M50s, is that an M150? Oh, wait, where is it? Is it this?
I don't know.
I think it's this one. Yeah.
Okay, so the Fro Show, I think this is their show. It's an arts new media show where we combine our expertise in sound design and film photography to talk about all the things that interest us. That sounds fun.
I think that's a perfect idea because not only is that just interesting, but it's also, those are skills where they all come together. Like you can be a specialized professional in an area, but for a lot of us, we're kind of doing a little bit of everything ourselves. And so like learning more about video while also learning about audio, while also learning about design and the art behind it, and a little bit of everything is crucial. And I love that you're just smashing all together in an interesting way. So I would definitely watch the show.
All right. So the Fro Show has a question. How do you market a podcast? Other than interaction on social media and getting guests, I struggle to see how else I can get the show out there to our potential audience.
So I just added a link to the live chat to what I think is a great example. I'm probably not a super expert on marketing podcasts because my personal podcast, I don't market it at all, other than like sometimes I mention I have it and there's like links scattered haphazardly throughout stuff. But what I would recommend, keeping in mind Heather's like a legit marketer, so she probably has a better answer. But what I would recommend is podcasts seem to be really based even more maybe than a YouTube channel around the community that supports them. And so engaging with people works really, really well. I think when you record a podcast, you have your hour or whatever, your 2-hour show. And rather than just trying to get people to listen to this 1 hour that you have, finding ways to break that down works really well. The link I put is to Jared Spink from the Hive podcast, which is a newer podcast, but it's really good. It's so good that I was on it. I'm like the worst guest that he's had on it. But he's had an amazing list of people. He's really good. I mean, he just kind of kicked this thing off, started it. But one of the things he does that's awesome is on Twitter, he posts these little, I think he does it on Instagram too. He posts these little short clips, which isn't totally unusual, but he makes these really nice little designed things with like a picture of the person, a thing there, and like little sound waves of their conversation. And he just highlights a clip. And it's awesome because as you're just scrolling through social media feeds, you find just these interesting clips. And even if you don't know the person that's in that podcast, you hear that interesting little tidbit and you're like, I would like to hear more of this conversation. And now I'll go listen to it. It's a great way to hook people in, and it looks good and it sounds good. I think that's super effective, and it takes extra time to do it. How would you?
I mean, that's pretty much how I would do it, because essentially for now, I think discovering podcasts is really tricky because I don't think people scroll through podcast platforms the same way they scroll through YouTube channels. Yeah. So I think essentially what you're doing is pulling an audience from a different platform or a different medium. So posting a clip promoting something that is very specific to whatever's being discussed in the clip, and make it relate, like, this is why you should tune in, whether it's, subscribing for future episodes or highlighting previous ones. I think that's the way that I would do it. Yeah,
I think that's crucial. I'm also kind of in favor of having at least like a landing page or a website for your podcast, just a base, since they're so platform based, like Spotify, iTunes, Google, like wherever people listen on. I think having like a home page, it sounds like an old term, that you're in charge of really helps, because people can go there, they can get the actual info you want, and then you can just organize all the links to, the platforms that they can listen on, and you can kind of give little updates. So I think that's actually a valuable resource, like a web page that you control for your podcast.
There you go. Andrew Baker asks, are you using the Elgato Cam Link or the Canon EOS R?
Yes.
To both.
We're using both. Yeah, the R is running through the Cam Link, and then we're streaming via StreamYard because it's such an easy way to be able to like pop in, and like we're streaming here on my computer, but Heather is logged into StreamYard here on her computer, and she's able to like pop up all the comments and do everything. I am really liking StreamYard. So, and then we have the Rodecaster plugged in.
There's a whole
for audio,
and we have a golden retriever under the desk.
There's a golden retriever under the desk and a puppy over there.
So it's cramped in here.
Yeah.
Young Broke Musician said, so excited for this stream. That's awesome. Andrew Baker was very excited. Come on, let's go. Let's
do this thing. Let's get into it.
Jordan Sekatawa, very big fan. Nice setup. Rodecaster Pro said, faithfully bearded, just saying hi to everybody. The Fro Show. We love our Rodecaster Pro. You guys were the deciding factor in buying ours.
I'm glad that you love it. I'm so glad people aren't like, this thing sucks, what are you doing? Rodecaster's just so
They're
good.
It seems so like, I mean, I don't use the Rodecaster, but okay, so for someone who's like not that tech I mean, I consider myself pretty tech savvy, but when it comes to your stuff, I feel I was very proud before the stream started because I realized like when Tom streams using this camera, I feel like we're so pale. And I was like, up the saturation, which doesn't make sense. I know that's not, that's how you do it in post. But then I realized it was Kelvin and white balance. Well, actually, I only realized it was Kelvin and Tom.
But you're like color temperature. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Because you're like, it's pale. I was like, yeah, I'm pale.
I'm
I
learning,
don't know. It looks
guys.
right to me.
I'm learning.
And then before that, so Heather's camera sitting over here, which she recently got, is the
he got it for me for my birthday.
I did. It's the Sony ZV-1, which is awesome.
Yes.
There's a lot of cool stuff about this camera. But
you guys, okay, so I just posted a vlog.
We'll put it right here right now.
Using this camera. And I didn't do any like color. I don't do color grading anyway, or, you know, I tried to leave it as raw as possible to really have it be a camera test. But there's a point in the vlog where Tom and I are on our bikes and I'm vlogging, and there's like you can hear us perfectly.
There's no wind noise.
And it's like during sunrise, so it's not that bright. And it looks just fantastic. Yeah. It's so great.
Because Heather's talking into it and you can hear her clearly, but I'm on my bike next to her and we're riding in the wind. And you could just hear our voices just like right now. It was crazy, but
that's so cool.
This film's in 4K, and then Heather just found out that there's a 4K crop. And right before we did this, she was like, she went to this whole thing of there's a 4K crop, and I was like, yeah, but it's not that bad. Like I looked at, it's not that bad. She was like, yeah, but the 4K crop on top of the crop for the electronic image stabilization, that makes it a huge crop, yo. And I was like, whoa. Oops, sorry.
He was like very excited.
That's not a conversation I expected to have.
TLY Writer, love your videos. Any plans to switch from EOS R to R6? I pre-ordered R6.
Oh, I would be interested if you could let me know why you chose the R6. I mean, obviously price is a huge factor. So getting into the R talk, I did pre-order one of them. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to keep my order, but I was reading Canon Price Watch and they were like, it's a good idea to jump in line, save a spot with a pre-order, and then make your decision later because demand is so high. So I did that. I'm sure that I will keep it. I'm only telling people on this stream that I actually ordered one. It's a secret. Because if I do because I'm not sure I'll even keep the order. If I don't, then it's not a non-issue. But if I do keep it, what I want to do, and I'm telling you secretly in public right now, which is I want to get the camera, not tell anyone about it, make like 3 or 4 videos with it, see
if anyone notices a difference.
See if I get more comments than usual about like, what camera is this? This looks good. And then do the review, kind of an MKBHD thing where it's like, so I've been using this camera for a month now. And you're like, oh, dang. So I'm kind of like, I haven't talked anywhere else about the fact that I did pre-order one. I pre-ordered the R5. I just went for it. The R6 is probably the smarter choice. Honestly, I know there's.
You're looking at me like I know what you're talking about.
No, I don't. Don't you know? R5, R6. I mean, the R6 is the sweet spot of features, price, even in terms of the overheating drama that's popping out. It doesn't really have any that we know of. So it's probably the smarter option. But I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna go for it, I'm just gonna go for it because I also wanted. I forget what my deciding factors were really, but I wanted the compression rates. That was a big one. The R6, the biggest limiting thing to me is it only does IPB compression, which gives you smaller file size but slightly reduced image quality. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but my old 6D Mark II only recorded in IPB, and that was an old 1080p camera. But I just noticed I had issues trying to scale up IPB. Granted, it was 1080, so not apples to apples, but the R5 lets you do all eye compression, of course, raw video. So in terms of just like super high res quality, it just seemed like the way to go for me. 8K is tempting, but like,
come on.
Well, the thing
okay,
is,
I feel bad. This is
the thing is, it's not necessary for most people, and people who really need 8K probably need a camera that's not like a Canon mirrorless camera. They need a cinema series camera. But for stuff like my Rodecaster videos, for example, I like to set an overhead shot and then crop in all these different things as I'm using them. So if I'm using the screen, crop in on the screen if I'm using a dial or a button. And I've been using the 6D for that, which just doesn't work that great. And then having like an 8K camera to do that would mean everything is crystal clear, looks great, easy to see, not like bleeding colors. So using it for its croppability is a great capability.
All right. Oh, goodness. We're still catching up in the comments. Rob from Two Buddies here. Hey,
Yay.
What's up?
He's our buddy.
I'm getting some gear envy here. Okay, let's scroll back up to where we were. Hold on.
And again, we're happy to check out channels. So if you've got a channel or podcast and you want to take a look at it, just drop a link in the chat and we will check it out as we make our way there. Because it's
Andrew
really
Baker,
exciting to see what people make.
Hi. Official Ishmael. Hi.
Hello.
Post to Post Productions. Thanks for streaming.
That name, I feel like I've seen your name around a lot. I'm sorry if I'm not remembering right off the bat.
Young Musicians. We're gonna get an R6. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it is the smart. And typically when I buy stuff like a computer, I always get the middle one, like not the super high end, not the low end, but the middle one. And that's kind of where the R6 fits because it is usually the best balance of price and features.
Robert Wright. Hey, y'all. What's up? To
right.
I would buy Canon, but those expensive lenses.
I get you, but Sigma makes great lenses for a lot of different cameras. Also, Sony lenses are, I think, well, the RF lenses are expensive. Sony does not make cheap lenses. Like they can kind of beat out Canon sometimes in price, but they're for cameras, but their lens prices are wild, but their lenses are really good. I think the thing with a lens is it will outlast your camera usually most of the time. Like other than the Sigma that I'm using right now, my other most used lens is the Canon 24-105 that I bought used 6 years ago, and they started making those lenses in the 90s. So the lenses typically stick around a lot longer. It's a huge investment, but then it just hangs out and your cameras change over time, but your lens collection is kind of your long-term investment.
B.M. Wyson.
Ooh.
Bemyson. Dude, you are the reason I started a podcast. Love your tutorials on how to. Love watching your videos.
I'm so excited when people say they actually started a thing, and then it's crazy because I mean Heather and I have both had the experience of, you know, giving people the kick of like starting something and then it blows up bigger than the thing that you have. So it's fun when I see people who start podcasts that end up having like really good podcasts.
I mean, Tom's a teacher by nature, so to see his students like thrive, it's like the best thing ever. So.
But I was thinking of our friend Ozzy, who started a YouTube channel a couple years ago all about rock climbing. It's called Rock Entry. You can check it out. And he, you know, was just very like inspired by Heather's story, like the positivity, and just like, I think I should start a channel. I think, and now he's at like, I know he's like at 80,000.
Yeah.
So like
he has like
he's writing a book and stuff.
Which is so cool. The Pro Show said, would you say that auto-generated sites are good enough for that?
For the podcast?
Yes.
Probably, as long as they give you a certain level of customization. This is not a sponsored video, but I use Squarespace
so do I.
a lot.
And honestly, I think you should have real estate on the internet that you can claim that is yours. And if the idea of building a website is going to be the thing that's holding you back, like you just need the real estate and you need it to kind of look good, and Squarespace is great.
This sounds so much like an ad, but it's legit. I've been using them since 2010, so I stand by it. Super easy to just be simple or complex.
To Seif says, I think my studio tech is identical to yours apart from the camera.
Cool. I mean, you're starting to see a lot of these things pop up, and it's really fun because they're just it's everything that didn't exist just a few years ago. Because it was either you have garbage that's like what you can afford, or you want, you know, this thing over here that's thousands and tens of thousands of dollars, and it's not attainable now. Yeah. And now like people are like, the Rodecaster $600, that's expensive. Yeah, but if you took everything that it does and got all the separate pieces and smashed them together, it'd be way more than 600, and then you'd have this whole like mess that you have to like. Whereas it's one thing, plug it in, you're done. It's
Rob Smith. Is Anchor a good jumpstart for a new podcast? Wanted to go with Podbean monthly, but gear costs stopped that for now.
So Heather turned me on to Anchor like a year or two ago. And I think Anchor's great. If you've seen my videos about Anchor, I love them. There was a lot of question about like, how is it free? They're using you, and you can read through their terms. I don't think that there's anything risky there. And I even asked Anchor myself, like reached out to them to be like, okay, how do you make money if this service is free? And they were just like, well, we make money when people run ads on their podcasts.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the
okay.
same as like YouTube.
Yeah,
So
it's essentially that.
I think it's the best platform that's like there's no barrier to entry. Create an account and you can literally publish right away. And that's what I love about it. It's so simple. The interface is like so clean, simple,
Mhm.
nothing to figure out. They have all the features. Like it's very intuitive.
Yeah.
I love it.
I've had a great time. And you can just select all the platforms you want to publish to.
Not sponsored.
Sends it right there. There are paid options. I'm still a little unclear as to the benefit of them or not. But I might explore one in the future just so I am better informed.
Ben Thietji.
So Ben, our dog under the table is named Ben.
Also bought the Rodecaster Pro largely on your recommendation. Not disappointed.
Well, Rode,
where
I'm
you
here.
at, yo? The
wait,
Fro
wait.
Show.
You guys will appreciate this. Rode is never like, they've never like sponsored anything, but they did send me their little accessory pack with like these, their new things that came out, and they sent me this. I'll see if it can focus on the camera. I'm gonna hide our face. Focus. There we go. It's a pin that says
like a
the
space
Rodecaster Pro. It's like an old like metal.
That's cool.
This is my favorite thing that they have given me. So this is what did it for. This pin.
The Fro Show says the Rodecaster makes my co-host, a sound engineer, sad because he has no work to do anymore. That's funny.
It's funny for us and sad for him.
Tusif says he's still confused about white balance. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So white balance, this is where it's important because I was getting so many questions about people asking like, what are your camera settings? What are your camera settings? And I understand what people are asking when they do that, but it's such a like...
It totally depends on like your environment.
Yeah. There's so many variables that play into
much.
it. We could match up our settings and not get the same results. But the reason I made my EOS R camera settings video is because I just use the colors out of the camera mostly. I kind of like adjust a little bit, pretty minimal. But I think a reason they look good is because of white balance. Essentially, you're telling the camera what's white. I'm pointing at my chair because it's pretty bright white. And then it adjusts how it displays and like captures or whatever, interprets all the other colors based on white. So it uses white to calibrate the rest of the color spectrum. And if your white balance is off, if it thinks, then if you've ever gotten footage that's too blue or too orange, it's always because white balance is off. So if you can nail your white balance, essentially where things that are like pure white look pure white, everything else is just going to look really good.
Post productions. In my podcast, we have started to include guests digitally instead of in person.
Mm-hmm.
We are using
OnWeCaster,
which hosts the call. And once it's over, it splits the audio into individual tracks in a file. Have you ever used it?
I haven't used it. I'm curious how it's working out for you because
you are currently recording podcasts with people who are not in the room.
Yeah. A few people have asked me to be on their podcast, which has been really fun. And some of them have used apps, and I think the end results are pretty good. But for others, especially a lot of people are like have the Rodecaster, and so I will just record my voice on the Rodecaster. They will record their voice on the Rodecaster, and then I'll just send them the file, and they just like sync them up. And it really sounds like we're in the same room, and that's exciting.
Okay. The Fro Show would highly recommend Anchor. Jumped from Buzzsprout to Anchor and have zero regrets.
Can you tell me why you left Buzzsprout? I would be curious.
Like, what did you think about Buzzsprout? Because we're exploring other podcast platforms. I'm very biased towards Anchor, but I'd like to see what other people are using.
I'm really biased towards Anchor, but a couple of the people from Buzzsprout reached out to me to just like, have you thought about Buzzsprout? Buzzsprout's really cool. And I've been looking into them, and like they've been around since like 2009, I think. And they're pretty dang highly rated. And every time I see discussions online about like podcast hosts, they're pretty much at the top. But I'm still a little unclear over like why pay versus not. And if you left a paid service for Anchor, why?
There we go. Young Broke Musicians. We have the Rodecaster and 4 pod mics. Love them.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're able to get 4 pod mics. They're so hard to get.
Faithfully Bearded. I use the ZV-1 for my vlogs. It's great. I love it.
The autofocus on that thing is just ridiculous.
Let's see. The Daily Edit. Just got the Rodecaster Pro. Loving it so far. Now to launch a podcast.
Yes. And the Rode, love it. Great. 10 out of 10. You'll love it. And it only gets better.
The Fro Show uses the EOS R. Sorry, I keep saying that. EOS.
I think that's why Canon. I don't know if they officially dropped the EOS R5. I think it's just like Canon R5, Canon R6 because they just wanted to avoid the whole EOS catastrophe.
Mike Marquez, hey guys, big fan of Tom and now Heather. I'm a DJ and want to begin a YouTube channel to highlight my DJing along with tips and tricks, but know nothing about video editing. Anything I can do to learn? That's a great question.
The most exciting, disappointing answer in the world: practice.
Yeah.
I mean, basic tutorials are great, depending on what you're using.
I think for me, because I mean, Tom's been video editing since he was born, basically. For me, the way that I learned was that you just try to make a video, make a few, and then you'll realize like your own way of editing.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, I think learning the basics in terms of trimming and splicing and all of that is pretty self-explanatory. But the way that you're going to edit for your DJ stuff and the way that you're going to be, you know, teaching people how to do the tips and tricks and all of that, that really just comes with creating more.
Yeah, and that's honestly what I do with my students in high school. Like the 9th graders oftentimes don't have any editing experience, and I could sit up there and talk about timelines and media management, but they do not care. So if they film something and then they need to put it in the computer and they need to, you know, reorder the clips, because at its core, you're trimming and sorting clips, essentially. That's the most basic thing that you're doing. Then they start having very specific questions. Okay, well, how do I add in music? How do I fade the level of the music so that it's not covering up the voice? How do I add in a title? How do I do this? And those questions pop up as you need them. And then depending on whatever software you're using, you know, it's always just a Google search away of like Final Cut Pro, how to green screen.
Yeah, and then
like, okay,
then you'll know, and then
it's just
you'll level up, and
it's just a process.
Speaking of, Jared Spink is here.
Yes.
Jared, Tom did a whole shout out for you.
Yeah, don't know if you missed it, but we had people talking about how to promote podcasts, and I think
I think you do a great job.
One of the best examples I can think of. So hopefully people reach out to you.
Bennett Dog is here. Hi.
And our Ben dog is down here.
Ben, are you guys using StreamYard? And if so, what went into that decision over something like Ecamm or vMix?
So I have been watching a lot of Peter Gregg live, which if you don't watch his channel, it's charming and fantastic. And
it's
he does
like one of his favorites.
Because he's just so genuine and like fun. I love Peter. And he's like says nice things to me all the time. It's so he holds a special place to me, but he's been using Ecamm and he, you know, can put comments on screen and it looks great. And I was like, oh, Ecamm is great. But Heather was already into StreamYard and I was like, oh, I'll just use your account.
Yeah, I already had a pro account. So I heard of vMix, but then someone told me, actually it was Desiree who runs the Women of YouTube Facebook group with TubeBuddy. And she told me that she uses StreamYard for streaming. She said it was super, super easy. And I signed up and I was like, wow, there's no clunkiness at all. It's like start a broadcast, here you go. And the comments are there and you can pop them up on screen and it's just super simple. So I didn't even bother.
And you can bring in other people, which we haven't done yet, but you could easily.
Oh, I did that today.
Oh, that's how you did. Oh, yeah. Heather was on somebody else's channel today. It was
super cool.
Okay. The only negative, which you're talking about in my last stream, is currently it only does 720. So we're talking about 8K cameras and stuff. We're streaming at 720.
They're looking into it.
But they're moving towards, obviously the goal is 1080 streaming. So
Simply Op. Sorry I'm late. What camera did you order?
The R5. And we will see. What I want to do also, which this is stupid. I want to, whenever you do product reviews on YouTube, people will automatically talk about like, well, you're just paid for the company, or like they sent you this for free or whatever, which in my case is not true. Every once in a while I'll get something like a filter.
Yeah, something very,
you know, like nothing crazy. And I always just say they sent me this, and they never send me things saying you have to make a video about it. It's just, you know, usually if it's cool, I'll want to make a video about it. But anything like the Rodecaster, the R5, the R, whatever, those are things I just buy with my paycheck. And I've thought about being like, this video is sponsored by me and my job. Thanks, Tom.
You should.
But anyway, every time you do it, people think that you are like sponsored or a shill or whatever. Clearly, I am biased towards Canon, and clearly, like if I have sunk a lot of money into a camera, I'm probably gonna want to be like, I hope I made the right decision. Like this is why I like it. But what I want to do, if I end up like keeping my order and getting my camera, when I do the like in-depth review video, just to make sure people know it's not sponsored, is I want to wear a big Sony shirt
Oh my God, you should. That'd be fun.
Because there's no way Canon would pay me to make a video while wearing a Sony
Oh my
shirt.
God, you should just do that.
Yeah, I'm
That's,
like
so great.
I want to like get the camera just to do that video.
Brian Edwards, can you have your podcast on Anchor and on YouTube?
Yes, and that's what we do on your channel. With the we have like a
Yes,
totally non-tech related live stream podcast. And
yeah, join us, you guys. I'm so proud of this podcast. Can I talk about it?
Sure.
So Tom and I started a new live stream podcast called The Couples Table, which we started after we got married almost 2 months ago. And our goal is to do a live stream podcast every single week for the rest of our lives. And what was the description?
For better
Join
or
us
worse.
as we go for better, for worse, rich or poor, in sickness and health, as long as we both shall live.
It remains economically feasible.
And we're aiming for every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah,
So
and we basically just use the same setup. The only difference being the Rodecaster's actually recording, and then we just have those. We haven't like
we
started
save the audio.
an audio podcast account for it yet, but basically, yeah, we do the live stream on YouTube. That lives on YouTube, and then there's an audio file that we can upload somewhere else, and it works great.
Jason Manchester, I'm getting Canon C300 the
Whoa.
third for video.
Woof.
Worried about the R5 overheating.
I mean, well, the C300 is not going to overheat ever, so no worries there. And I mean, realistically, that is the choice. If you're somebody who needs a camera that's
For that
never going to
long.
overheat because you need 4K 60, 4K 120, 8K for significant chunks of time. Like when Canon tells me it can only record 8K for a maximum of 20 minutes, what scenario am I going to be recording 8K for more than like 20 seconds at a time? I just can't. It's not an issue for me. What is it? Something like 3 minutes of 8K is 64 gigabytes, something like that. It's a lot of data. So if you need that, the mirrorless camera can like give you some of these features, but if you rely on it for your career and your job, like obviously the more professional cinema series, definitely way to go. C300 is a camera that can only live in my dreams, but that's definitely the right choice. I would love to know how you like it.
I don't want to lose my place on here, so can we go on yours? We got a super chat.
Oh, wait, let's check this out here. Super chat. Where's the sound? That's not the. There we go. Sorry, Mike.
All right, NXTLVL Tech.
Oh,
What are realistic expectations of my podcast? I'm on my second week in at 500 downloads.
So I think you're doing pretty good. I know YouTube analytics really well. I don't know podcast analytics very well, because when I started mine, the goal was to not care about the analytics.
He was so adamant, like, I'm never checking the analytics.
And
I
I
don't
don't-
want it to influence anything.
Yeah, and I really still don't.
Yeah,
I
he
still
doesn't.
see them because when you log into Anchor, it just throws everything there. But I'm going to try also learning how to share screens in StreamYard right now. So your
Here we
super
go.
chat started something new. We'll do, you can just do a Chrome tab.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And now my mouse is being weird. Come on, mouse.
He can't get the mouse.
What are you doing? Oh, is this goofy little cover here? Oh my gosh. There we go. Share. Cool. Oh, and we're still on it?
Look how happy he is.
I love
No,
it. StreamYard points.
We could have put a background, babe.
StreamYard. You're doing great. So this
Branding.
is just straight up my dashboard for my podcast. Everything is here. I've been doing my podcast since January of 2019, and it has not even 5,000 plays. So if you have been doing it for 2 weeks with 500, I think you're doing
That's
pretty
good.
Yeah, as you can see, estimated audience size for me is 176 per episode, which I think is great. I don't know where podcasts rank. I know like the Joe Rogan show is going to get millions,
yeah.
and there's others that get hundreds of thousands. But the average podcast like that I listen to, I have no idea. Like, are you guys getting 20 listens? Are you getting 20,000?
But also, I think the loyalty is so much higher through like on a podcast. Like the people who listen to your podcast, even though the audience seems small, they're like fans.
It's a quality.
Yeah, because
like,
you have people
connection.
listening for your 1 hour conversations compared to your your YouTube videos, which deliver a very specific, piece of value based on a piece of equipment or whatever.
Yeah.
That your podcast is like about you.
Yeah. And it's just a different connection. You're literally, most people are either listening while driving, which is kind of like you're just in their brain. It's a different,
you're in their head.
It's a different experience. So
yeah.
I'm sorry I don't have it's a good landmark to be at this point. I don't think that even exists really. I think that 500 in week 2 is really good. And
there you go.
Hopefully you're having a lot of fun. Hopefully it keeps going.
Okay.
Thank you for super chat.
I know we are, oh my gosh, 20 minutes behind on the comments.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we need to speed it up here.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, well, here we go. Jerry Riopel. What is Tom's post-production processing for his voice on his podcast? EQ and or compression settings, if any? Does he have a video with that workflow?
Yes. So very recently, I think 3 weeks ago, I did a podcast workflow video, shows the whole thing start to finish. Essentially, the answer is nothing. I just put directly from the Rodecaster into my computer, and I use the app to transfer it. And I just use the Anchor preset. Since it's going on Anchor, I just kind of thought that made sense. And that's it. And I think it sounds pretty great. It's super simple, super easy. There you go.
Tusif says he's loving the horizontal movements happening right now.
Yeah, I'm trying something new. I got the Edelkrone head one to go with my slider one, and I learned how to do an infinite loop yesterday. So we're seeing how it works out. I kind of like it.
I'll let you read that one.
What is it, good or bad?
It's on the screen, babe.
Oh, I came to the dad jokes too. I mean, that's where I needed to put a joke, and I didn't make a joke.
So here's a question. I just started a podcast using Podbean. Have any tips when it comes to monetization on that platform? That's NX.
Yeah.
Super chat, dude.
I don't, because you
don't monetize.
I can tell you, I mean, when it comes to podcasts, you want to be careful with your listeners. Just like a YouTube video, you can fatigue them with ads, and there's a lot of podcasts I listen to where I just know skip to 6 minutes in, because the first 5 minutes just them reading about mattresses and stuff. But it's kind of nice because I know it's all the ads and then I'm done. And then there's others that will do, ad breaks. Whatever works for you and your audience is awesome. But I think the most effective way to do it is to integrate ads, because then you form a partnership with a sponsor and a company. And the world of podcast sponsorship seems to be different than the world of YouTube sponsorships. And I think that's what I would recommend. So it's like a platform agnostic approach, because you're working directly with the company to integrate into your show.
Bro Rye, the inspiration guy. You both are awesome. I love your setup. I want to go to Home Depot to buy work desks like yours. Do you have a video on how to EQ your pod mics? You both sound legit. Keep up the inspiring work.
Right now, we're just using the pod mic setting in the Rodecaster with all the effects turned off, except for a little bit of the big bottom to give it some bass, because the pod mic is a naturally thin sounding mic. And that's it. And the gain is set to about 35 on both of them.
The Fro Show.
And the desks are just Husky workbenches.
Yeah, and they're great because I use it.
I have 4 of them. There's one in the garage, there's 2 in here, and Heather has one in her office.
What are your thoughts on the lack of audio quality in being forced to use MP3s rather than waves on Anchor?
That is a great question. I don't know if other platforms go around that. It hasn't really been an issue for me. I think the show still sounds good. So for me, hasn't been an issue. My show is just voice, though. I'm not doing music cues and crazy produced stuff like Serial or something. So if I were doing something like that, I might notice more negative
Jason
effects.
Mayfield. Hey, appreciate your channel, bro. Just got a Rodecaster, about to buy number 2.
Whoa, thanks, Jason. 2. I'm guessing it's like a work-related thing. Otherwise, I'm curious why you got 2 Rodecasters going.
The Fro Show. I liked Buzzsprout, and it was a lovely platform, but I struggled to justify the cost. The way the podcast hosting works in terms of hours able to be uploaded, we didn't enjoy.
Yes.
Oh, that's
their pricing plan is
how much content you upload
per month. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you're just doing one short show a month, the free plan works. But if you're doing kind of anything more than that, you need to pay.
What a crazy What if YouTube did that?
I know. I don't know.
Crazy concept. Aren't we so lucky that YouTube just lets us upload every day?
I mean, I remember the days when YouTube didn't let you upload more than 10 minutes, and then you had to be verified to do 15 minutes or something. And now it's just whatever, you can do 24 hours.
Occam's Razor. He's
Occam's
here.
Razor.
What is it?
Simplest explanation is often the best. That's Occam's razor.
Oh, better late than never. Just got back from GameStop.
Oh, did you get anything good?
Let's see. Plus, as a small podcast, cutting costs on the upload and distribution means our production costs can increase and make our actual show higher quality.
Yes, that is. I mean, that's the thing that's really going to grow your show. Is I've been having some interesting conversations with people about how to invest in your show, whether it's YouTube, podcast, whatever. And the consensus really is you get this extra money and like pocket it because it's fun to have money, or you can get that money and like reinvest it into your thing, and that's going to level it up in all these different ways that are going to help it grow, and eventually that investment comes back.
Coach plugged in your latest video. I'm highlighting this one because you were so hard on yourself.
I mean, I'm not hard on myself. I love the video, but YouTube didn't.
Yeah. So on our podcast yesterday, he was like, "Oh, YouTube ranked my video 10 out of 10 out of my last 10 videos."
Not in a good way.
But not in a good way. Your last video on Final Cut Pro file management helped so much.
Good. I'm so glad because it's so overwhelming, especially if you do multiple videos. It's just like keeping track of everything. I'm really happy that it's helpful, and I hope more people find it to be helped.
Okay. First of all, Nisha Bryant, I think is like, aside from Aubrey, the second female audience member, which I'm so excited about. Let's see. Can you do a video on your live stream setup? What software are you using? By the way, got the Rode Pro due to you.
Yes.
Awesome.
I think we've talked in the comments of my videos too. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you for that. My plan was, once we get more live streaming under our belt, using this setup, because I've done other live streaming setup videos, but this is the simplest one, ironically, that we've used so far. We've used it a lot on Heather's channel, and I've only used it twice here. Now that we're kind of nailing down a workflow, then I'd be comfortable doing a video.
Because otherwise it's like, here's my live stream setup, and you hadn't live streamed.
Yeah.
Like
I live stream, or it was like, I just set it up right now. I don't know if this works.
Yeah.
But once we dial it in a bit, I can totally do that. And we stream a lot more on Heather's channel.
To see, do I get a pin for being the first one here? Yes, you do. Shout out. You are awesome.
I thought this was Zoom where you can do like the
Let's see. Millennial Dad TV. I got a vlog channel, but I keep hearing about niche down. That's leaving me confused. What would you advise? Gosh.
I have my thoughts, but
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh. I was gonna say, as a person over here with
I know, but it's your
multiple
channel.
channels.
Go.
It
I'm
depends
very
on what your
curious.
goal is. Let's say
There you
this.
go. Yeah.
If your goal is growth, yes, niching down is key. If your goal is to share things and just express your creativity and make something, doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. Neither one is right or wrong. It's just what your goal is. Be honest with yourself what your goal is. Sometimes people don't want to admit that growth is the goal. And I think you can have a healthy balance of like, well, I want to have fun, but I also do want to grow. Like, I don't want to make videos that get literally 0 views because that's kind of disheartening. So whatever your goal is, I would recommend Jevin Dovey just released a video yesterday about starting a second channel and this whole thing. And I thought he had a really interesting take on it that I hadn't heard before. So I'd recommend checking out his channel and checking out that video because essentially what it came down to was one channel, one audience. And so it's tough to build an audience, I think, around vlogging because it's so personal and people don't have a reason to like care about you yet. People who have successful vlog channels often started doing other things. And then once their audience grew, they were able to branch out because they had this group and this community that was more interested in the person behind the stuff. But to get to that point, you have to build the thing first. So niching down, but the struggle with niching down is finding a niche that's sustainable and that you're interested in. So, you know, there's the example I always use is for me, 3D printing videos were taking off really early on my channel, but I can't, like, I made all the 3D printing videos I can make. So that was not a sustainable niche. Whereas camera and audio tech, I can talk about that. I've talked about it my whole life, so I'm happy to keep doing it. It's all I talk about. And so it's sustainable. What are your thoughts, though? Because you have wrestled with this.
Well, I'll tell you from my experience and from being a YouTube coach, if you niche down, you will grow faster. That's just a fact. I think you're going to have the outliers. You're going to have people, you know, that just, I don't know, blow up out of nowhere, but they are definitely the outliers. I think best practice, like Tom was saying, it's really on a platform that's based on a search engine. It's really hard for people to find you, first
Right.
of all, because if it's just about your life, how do they even find you? If like, what would they search to find you? And if you are in a specific niche, you can create content around the searches that a specific audience is going to be looking for. So, essentially you're creating content for a specific audience. And when the audience can identify themselves, it'll just grow so much faster. Or even like, the community is going to build faster. I'm not saying that you're going to go from 0 to 1 million, but like I have a client who doesn't even have 5,000 subscribers yet, but the quality of his community, they buy his products, they've signed up for coaching with him. Like, it's a very, it's just a very vibrant community, which is what I think we all want in the content that we're creating. So I also have a vlog channel, and, Tom is double my subscriber count. So, you know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this longer than he has, but that's because his is very niche and specific, and almost every single video that you create is searchable.
Yeah.
It's about a specific thing. You're helping people out that have a question about a specific product that they can use for their podcasts or, for their video editing or what have you. They don't care about you to begin with. They care about what's the Rodecaster Pro? Tell me more about it. Yeah. And then after they watch the video, who is this guy telling me about this Rodecaster Pro? Now let me subscribe to his channel and, become a fan and all of that.
And to kind of add on that, I've started to try and consciously add in more without, and it's this weird balance. It's like the opposite thing of like, instead of being a vlog and niching down, it's like
niche down and vlog up,
which I'm not trying to be like daily vlogger or anything, but I've tried to just put more personal stuff into videos, whether it's a dog, whether it's like having Heather help me out with stuff, just so that it is like, it feels a little more personal. Yeah. And you get to know me, because anyone could tell you about the features. Like, go watch Rhode's video about the Rodecaster. Yeah. It's the info from the company that made it. But, like, I want to give my take on it, my spin on it. And that's kind of the beauty of, if you feel like a niche is oversaturated, sure, it might be crowded, but nobody has your spin and nobody has your perspective on it. And it's very worth adding that to the conversation if it's something you're excited about. So, I think finding a way to do that while also being personable and, letting your personality shine is a cool challenge to give yourself.
Mr. Bench, hi from Israel.
Hello from California.
Coach plugged in. Any feedback on thumbnails?
Oh, actually, I've been, I got my iPad over here and I've been using the light pen in Procreate to like kind of just spice up some thumbnails, really, because I was taking a lot of my thumbnails on this table. And if I'm like taking a photo of something, the background, usually most of the gear I photograph is black and the background is dark and it doesn't stand out. And so I started like outlining it with the light pen because I thought it looked kind of cool, and you can just like draw it and it's really fun. And people gave me like really good feedback with that. So I believe that I was the one who gave you that idea. Yes, not the light pen. The light pen was all me. But being kind of like, you see the YouTube thumbnails with like the white outlines. Yeah. And Heather's the one that told me to like do a like DIY version of that. Yeah. Because that's just his, with the hand drawn titles, he's very rough. That's part of his brand, but I felt like his thumbnails needed a little bit more dimension, and by adding the white outline, it makes the subject pop out even more. So thumbnails take a very long time. I think we might have misunderstood. If you were asking, would we give feedback on your thumbnails? The answer is yes. I would love to see your thumbnails. Yeah. Drop a link. I'm sorry if we derailed that question. Duke Fam. Hi, Tom and Heather. I'm driving and listening to this, not watching. Writing this while waiting for my coffee at Starbucks. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Just thanks for being an awesome. Dude, Starbucks sounds good. Thanks for being an awesome supporter for so long. Mike Marquez. Me and my girlfriend watched your stream last night about kids, and it was amazing to watch, especially since we have no kids either. We are both subbed couples table series. Yay! There we go. You guys, I'm okay. Honestly, I am very proud of. I know this is like a shameless plug here, but I'm so proud of our Livestream podcast because it is truly something that Tom and I are collaborating on together from the ground up. And it's fun it is fun to work on something that is not camera tech related at all. Like it is just different to be like, oh,
yeah, like we're not trying to grow it. If it grows, great, but it's just a fun, cool thing that we're doing together, and we're so excited about it.
It's cool, and it's nice to like have these conversations with people.
So go check it out, youtube.com/HeatherJustGreat.
I think there's a link in the description.
Let's see. Mohammed says Canon will pay you more if you wear a Sony t-shirt and say Canon is the best camera.
Oh no, you found out my plan. Canon sent me the Sony shirt.
That's funny.
We're through the looking glass here, people.
I'm trying to catch up, so we have
it's so cool that like can I just say how much I appreciate people supporting live stream and stuff. And don't forget, I know we haven't looked at any channels yet, but that was the initial idea. I just assumed like, oh, people would like throw lots of channels and stuff. And if not, that's cool. I'm loving our conversations. But if you have a channel or a podcast that you want to have us check out, please, again, that invitation is there.
Young Broke Musicians. We have a good handful of people who tune in every week to our podcast now, which is so great.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll check it out.
I mean, there's so many reasons to do podcasts, even if like literally no one is listening, which sounds silly, but it's such a fun medium. It's like therapy.
Let's see. The Fro Show says we have one guy in France who has listened to every episode. It's awesome to see someone so invested in not only your content, but also you as creators.
Yes.
That's like the coolest part.
There's like people right now in this chat who make me feel that same way, where it just blows my mind that's a thing you can connect with. And it's really cool to just be able to connect with people everywhere about something you're excited about. And like time and distance don't even matter.
Team Workaholics, much respect from Los Angeles, California. You're the reason I bought my Rodecaster Pro.
Thank you. I hope you guys are liking it.
I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Hometown,
You're not that far away. So awesome. Let's see.
I'm like
the Red 5 crew. I'm buying the Rodecaster because of you. Rode should sponsor you. Yeah, for real. Well, they know you over there.
Rode is like
they're aware of you.
They're aware of me, and like I said, they sent me their like the new accessory kit just for funsies, which I really appreciate. And they did let me test out the new firmware before it was released.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Which was really fun.
Himbe Hunt. What happened?
Oh, that light turned off. Our like hair light died.
Okay. I have shows written out, but I have the gear, but I don't know where or how to start.
I mean, here's the thing which Heather has taught me, which honestly I've never actually done, but it's a great way to get yourself started. Remember, you don't have to upload or post the thing. So start, like record a podcast, get the reflex of recording your voice, editing yourself, doing all the stuff. If you do it, it doesn't mean you have to upload it. If it's a terrible take, if you're not comfortable with it, if you can't listen to it, just delete it. No one ever has to hear it. What I have found though, is when you go into it thinking like, no one ever has to see this, you kind of have this freedom. And then by the time you're done, you're kind of like, oh,
that was kind of good. Yeah.
And so every time I've done something with that mentality, I've always ended up using the thing. I've never actually deleted it. But Heather's the one who, like, back when we met, like one of the first things we did early on after meeting was go to the Adobe Max conference in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And that was this hugely crowded event. And Heather was like, I would see her sort of like walking around the convention hall or the floor, like talking to her camera. And I'd ask like, what's this video for? And she'd be like, literally nothing.
Oh yeah. I would just record because I was so like, vlogging in public is still scary to this day. I've made over like 500 videos, but it's still terrifying. So what I do is I just push record and talk about what's around me to warm myself up. And then the next take, that's what I'll use for the vlog. So I literally describe like, okay, this is the Rodecaster Pro. I'm using the pod mic. Tom is sitting next to me, and just no thought, just talking about what's around me. And it helps. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that just takes reps. And then once you do it and you get your workflow going and you get that feeling of having made the thing and get it out there, it kind of becomes addicting.
So Jason Mayfield is getting the 2 Rodecasters. So we can keep one in my wife's office and one in mine. We both have personal brands that are a full-time gig, both trying to hit a daily podcast grind.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What is your personal brand?
Yeah. And if you don't mind sharing your wife's stuff, because I mean, like,
I'm super interested.
Literally on the other side of the wall that's behind this camera is Heather's office, where she builds and makes all her stuff. So I relate.
Let's see. NX is, I'm currently doing 3 podcasts a week. Do you think that's too much or too little?
Totally depends. I think I'm currently doing 3 a week now with ours and mine and the new one.
Dun, dun, dun. You guys are
Ooh.
going to be so excited about that.
Which
new
actually,
one.
I didn't know
Like,
if
you're
I was
gonna be
allowed to say
so
anything or
excited.
not, but he put it on his Instagram like a story. So I think,
But did he say podcast?
yes.
He said podcast.
Yes.
I thought he said that you were just doing a collab.
Oh, was it a collab?
I
Well,
don't know.
I'll just leave it there then.
Well, I guess
I should check this.
Yeah,
real quick.
in the meantime, Mike Mina, do you use any plugins for Final Cut Pro? I use Pixel Films plugins a lot.
Yes. So I'm gonna check something real quick because I might have made a mistake here.
Oh, shut up.
um,
Your story.
well, I know what's in my story. Let me check what's in the other story here.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what it is, we'll kind of come back to that. I can transition. Watch this. On the fly transition, y'all. Why did I say y'all?
I know. Who are you?
Apparently, I'm from the United States South. Plugins. I've tried using the tracker and the stabilizer from Pixel Film, and they were cool, but it took me. I couldn't get them reliably to work. Like installing them was really it just didn't work right. And they were really cool, and I liked them, and I've used them in a couple videos for shots, but they became more of a headache than they were worth. So I paid for them; they're there, and I just haven't used them. However, in one of Peter Lindgren's videos from last week, he talked about using Cinema Grade, I think it's called. It's a color grading plugin for Final Cut, and I said earlier I don't really color grade because it's kind of a pain. I like the Canon colors, but Cinema Grade is a plugin which installed perfectly. I totally bought it. And it's basically like the Adobe Lightroom interface, but for adjusting your video. So you can select specific colors, you can do your highlights, your lowlights, everything just right there. And it's like this seamless workflow that you can just add in real time to your video. So I have been playing around with it and really liking it. And I want to do more with it. I might even play around with doing C-Log stuff and trying to color grade myself because I haven't felt comfortable doing that just with the built-in grading stuff in Final Cut. So Cinema Grade is the one I'm super excited about. And Peter is the one we became through the magic of YouTube, or the magic of Instagram and YouTube. We became internet buddies a while ago, and we are testing out the idea of starting a podcast together. So that'll be my 3rd one, which I'm super excited about. We actually recorded our first episode this morning. But we're gonna see how it goes because we obviously live on the other side of the planets. But he's such a cool guy, and he has if you're familiar with Peter's channel, he started his channel after me. I uploaded my first video exactly 3 years ago today, pretty much July 13th. He uploaded his first video in August of 2017, and we had the exact same subscriber count until last August when he gained 340,000 since then.
Crazy growth.
But just a genuinely awesome person to be friends with, and it's the magic of the internet. But we haven't shared that yet because it's
work in progress.
Is it happen as a work in progress? But it seems like something we're going forward with. It was so easy though to use the Rodecaster this morning. He was just using a Rode USB mic, recording in his computer. I was recording Rodecaster, sent me the file, synced it up. It literally sounds like we're talking in the same room.
How cool.
It's awesome.
That's cool.
And we're in 9 hours apart on different sides of the earth. So yeah.
All right. Let's keep catching up here. DSP, hello from Hong Kong. Your content has been so helpful to me learn about podcasting. Thank you.
Hello in Hong Kong. It's crazy to imagine a video you make being shown.
Oh. Alonzo White, love your channel. Particularly loved your blind mic comparisons. That was
all
fun.
her.
It
was somebody in the comments idea,
okay,
and then Heather.
Right.
The blindfolded element was
weird.
her right there, and that was what made that video so much fun. Was the I was just. You're making a video and you're blindfolded. It's really hard.
Prestige Detailing Studio, Part 1. Hi, Tom. I subscribed to your channel a while ago now for your amazing product, videography, photography, and I just bought a couple Aperture MC lights.
Yes, those lights are so fun.
There's a part 2 to this.
Okay.
Do you have any tips for shooting products in, say, a garage setting rather than an office studio setting? Thanks.
I mean, you got the MCs, so positioning those even as little key lights for products works. Garage actually would be really cool because you probably have more of a chance to do depth depending on If you're using a workbench against a wall, it might be tricky, but if you can move like a table or something in the middle of the garage, having depth between your subject, like this wall is, I don't know, like 8 feet behind us. And that allows, you know, us to single out a subject, have the background be blurry. Garages, it's usually you could get that depth between your subject, and that's going to make stuff look really good. I think a garage is a great chance to just, even if you're using house lights or something, just positioning them around to get accent lighting in the background would make stuff look really, really cool. Soft light too, using that diffuser on the MC is going to get you good results.
Okay. We're almost caught up.
Yeah.
But to see if I think it's like 4 a.m. wherever
I
you
know.
are. And
thank you.
he
And I'm
says,
sorry.
I need to go soon. Can you please do a channel review?
Yes.
So let's do that.
Let's do this.
To Steve, I hope you're still here, man.
I do too, because you were also the first one.
I know. Like you've been waiting. Please let us know in the comments that you're still here. If you're not,
do we
we're still going to do a channel review. You can watch it tomorrow.
I am so dumb because I'm going to drop a link to your channel. Your comment has the link to the channel.
But can you do it in StreamYard though?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you have to go to YouTube.
I don't think I can go to the actual YouTube thing. See, we're learning over here.
Okay,
but yes, we totally can.
Digital Slang also wants your opinion of my channel.
Yes.
B. Myson wants you to rock out on the drums.
Where's our puppy?
He's sleeping. Yeah.
If he wakes up, we could do that. Okay, so if even on YouTube, I can't.
No, click on the name, babe.
No, it won't. There's no let me do anything. Babe.
Sorry.
Yes. So actually, I guess you have to put a link to your channel because YouTube.
To see, link your channel,
and then we will totally review it. Same goes with anyone else. I guess I can't just click on names.
Okay, he's still here. Link your channel, so because we can't click on it for some reason. And yeah. Okay. Memory LN Films. Question regarding the Rodecaster. My friends on Discord can hear my audio play when I'm watching a YouTube video or have music play. Have you heard of this or know a way to disable this?
So
can hear my audio play when I'm watching a YouTube video. Oh, so this must be plugged into the computer.
Yeah.
And if he plays a YouTube video, you can hear the audio, but you don't want to hear the audio?
Yes. You have to give me a little more info about how you have it hooked up, and then
yeah, you would just need to have your mic be to separate input.
Yeah, or mute one of these channels here, unless I'm missing something. Unless you're talking about doing it through OBS. Give me more info about your setup, and we'll figure this thing out. Yes.
Cams, like the dentist say
cams.
I got Alien Isolation. Can you do some bass covers?
I got Alien Isolation. Can you do some bass? I don't know. I'm confused.
Like actually on his,
like on my bass.
Yeah.
we could do a live stream where it's like one of the like.
So Tom's been like, he's just a music dude, and we play Animal Crossing. And whenever he catches a sea bass, well, the first time he was like, "Oh, I caught a sea bass." I just died because
I'm used to bass.
Luis Marquez, another Marquez in the chat. That's cool. Hey, look, John says we're a cool couple.
Hey, thanks, John.
Saludos from Colombia. That's awesome.
Thank you.
NX, how do I share my YouTube channel or podcast for you to check out? Link it in the comments. Can you link it? See if they're.
Oh, do I have links turned off or something?
You're going the other way, babe.
I need a YouTube coach for live streams.
To see. Just posted my link. Not sure if you're getting it.
Yes. Okay. So this is something to do with our chat settings then. Yes. Which would be in the YouTube channel dashboard. Sorry.
We're working on this.
Yeah. So thank you for like just being kind. So I would go here, right? And more options. Allow comments. This isn't it. I knew it in the old control room for live streaming.
We'll just try to search TwoSeef YouTube.
Yeah, there we go.
No, don't do it on there because we need to keep that open.
Oh, sorry. I love that you're whispering.
I said I want to boss you around, babe.
No, I need the help. I need the guidance.
Let's see. Millennial Dad is from the UK. What's up?
What's TwoSeef?
TwoSeef.
Avatar?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, cool. So here we go. We are going to do StreamYard.
Yay.
Share screen and Chrome tab.
Is that you? Yeah, that's him.
Which would be.
Let's just do that. Application
window. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Let's do application window and we'll do Chrome. because then we can go between tabs. Cool. So here we go. You got 110 subscribers, custom URL. Big deal. Okay. So if there's anything specific you want us to look at, let me know, and we'll go through it. Otherwise, we'll just kind of give you like a general overview of things we look at when we look at.
Oh, I like your channel banner. That's cute.
Yeah, channel banner's rad.
That's adorable.
And right away, what I like is that on your homepage, you're actually making use of playlists and like organizing, customizing it, and that's really important because that's the same thing I do on mine. So it's not just your most recent uploads, but people go and there's this whole library of videos, and that's what you want them to see. So you're immediately curating what people can see. If you don't have a channel trailer, I think it's a good idea to pick one of your videos to highlight. It's something I've been doing for a while. So when people go, there's a video there. I don't have a specific trailer, but I just highlight like a video that I want people to see or that I think is a cool first impression. I kind of change it every month or two. So that could be something to think about. Let's see. The about section is where Heather and I get real picky, because if we go to channels and we're interested in them, we see the channel and we're like, this looks awesome. Let's go to the about section, and you've got info. More. I would do a little bit more. And links, you've got Twitter. If you have any other social media links or website, drop them down there.
Okay. Real broad. Exploring new horizons of content creation, trying something new every week.
Yeah, and the channel banner says coding, and based on the videos, we're looking at tech, coding, and then also like a little bit of lifestyle stuff happening, which is cool. I would just make the description sort of reflect that. Even like content creation, because it's so broad, like makeup tutorials, scale model building.
That's all content creation.
Yeah, tech reviews. It's all content creation. So maybe just being a little more specific, because I know, at least for us, when we find channels we're interested in, we go to the about section just to see like, is this video I saw a fluke, or is this what the person's trying to do?
Yeah. So I think the important thing with your description, and this is true for, if you have a podcast, if you have a business, like, you always have to have the audience or the viewer in mind, right? Like the person who's actually going to be consuming the content, and they have to read your description and be like, oh, that's what I want to subscribe to. And this is why the vlog channels are tricky, because if it's about you, the creator, experimenting new stuff, that's not really that interesting to the viewer at first, right? Like you guys would not have cared about Tom experimenting about something had you not already gotten value from his other videos first, right? And his other videos are clearly about, like, what's your value?
My other videos to level up your video and audio production.
Right. So it's a very specific, like, what you're going to get from that channel. So it seems like, oh, do you really have to do that? But I really think it makes a big impact.
Yeah.
He said to watch the Confused YouTuber video.
Okay. I was going to just the most recent one. Confused YouTuber over here.
Ooh, I like your studio setup.
Everything looks good. And you got, see, this is good.
It looks great.
I know. I am impressed. I'm sorry I didn't check it out earlier, but this is
cool.
Everything looks good. We gotta like this sucker.
We gotta like this. I just don't know if I Last of Us. Was that game good? I've been hearing mixed reviews.
She's the big gamer over here. This is hard to do, the text bubble thing. I always try to do it with my students for their projects, and we always struggle with it. But you did a great job here. I think that there's a lot. There's
something here.
I think there's something here. You can just kind of tell.
Ooh, whoa.
Oh, I'm interested to know how you like the NTG, because it seems amazing.
Oh,
it's like a video mic that then you can turn into a USB mic.
This is like super cool.
Really good. So
it's different. It's interesting. It's engaging.
You did the thing where we can see where the inspirations are.
Yeah.
But it's not like you have taken your own spin.
Yes.
You've built something on top of it, and that's
you are different.
Key. Yes.
Yeah. It's very clear that you're different, and that's a good thing, because
yes,
you don't want to be someone else.
No. And I saw in your description of the other one, you were using like the chapter markers. It might be worth adding them. And this is a short video, and you might want people to see the whole thing. But It's
Is this you like building your studio?
This is careful with the springs on that arm right there. These are awesome. So you've earned my seal of approval and thumbs up. I mean, oh wait, thumbnails.
Tom is impressed. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, this is good stuff.
Channel banner is outdated. All right, he's working on that.
Well, I mean, clearly though, at least you demonstrated you understand like how to frame a channel banner and create one and make one that's compelling and good looking. So 11 out of 10. Good
Bye,
job.
Aubrey.
Oh, is Aubrey out of here?
She's leaving. I just wanted to.
You're on that East Coast time, Aubrey.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
So from well, there you go. Seal of approval, impressed. I think your content creating abilities are there.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, like for you to create content that differentiates from all the other content. But I think the value add for the prospective subscriber can be honed in a little bit more. You know, like it needs to be really clear when someone goes to your channel, like, what am I getting from subscribing to this channel? And I think people are starting to not have enough patience to be like, let me look through all the videos and figure out whether I like it or not. I think they just want to know like within 5 seconds of looking at your channel. So organizing your playlists on the homepage helps because you are walking the potential subscriber through your content. Like, this is what you should watch first. Or if you're interested in these things, then watch these videos first.
Yeah. So thanks for sharing. Sorry to keep you awake. Please get some rest or take care of what you need to take care of. It's always great to have you here.
Okay, really quick. We got a super chat.
Ooh, I am going to be digitally literate right here.
Young Brook Music Magicians.
Oh, wait, I did the Inception sound.
Whatever, it's the same.
It was supposed to be the air horns.
We'd love for you to review our podcast. Okay, well, you super chatted, so we got to do you first.
Yes,
So how do we find it?
Yes.
Or search it. Young Brook Musicians.
Yeah, I can totally do that. Sorry. And now I know next time, like, make sure people can put links in chat.
Links, yeah.
Forgot that YouTube tends to not like that. Okay, I got you here. So here we go. Share screen. Application window. I'm learning this. StreamYard would just, I don't know, do something crazy here. So here we go. I'm going to take off your super chat, not because I don't appreciate it, because we don't want to block out your video or your channel. So we're 81. It's a very cliche thing to say that numbers don't matter on YouTube, but that first 100 is not only the hardest, but it's probably the most meaningful because that custom URL.
Oh, you guys are so cute.
All right. So first off, channel banner.
Aesthetic. Love it. I am all about the brand colors.
Yeah. I mean, branding is like Heather's life.
Yeah.
So
oh my God, it's great.
Everything from the channel icon to the channel banner to the thumbnails. Looks
oh my gosh,
real good. And you did the same thing that we just talked about utilizing your homepage. And you have descriptions
for the playlist.
Very important too. I'm guessing we're going to see something in the about section. We are.
All right, let's see it.
Welcome to the home of the Young Broke Musicians podcast. Listen to the full-length episodes on Spotify, Apple, and other major platforms. Right there, I know exactly what this is. It's a podcast. I can watch it here or listen here, and I can also listen elsewhere. We've got podcasts hosted by Roxy Searle, and Connor Wells, two young and broke musicians who love to talk about all things music, their experiences being self-employed, people in the creative world, all the good and the bad.
Love it.
I mean, yeah, you sold me. I'm interested in that. Like you sold me on a journey that you're going on that I'm curious about, and I want to know the perspectives in.
And based on reading that, I think, I have an expectation of the content that I would be subscribing to.
When you got a premiere happening soon too.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted to see, like, let's see the most recent non-premiere, I just always like to see, like, what does the most recent thing look like?
Ooh, it's so cool.
Definitely got to drop a like here.
Oh my gosh.
This is with you guys are using the M50s, right? The 3 M50s. Some nice pod mics here. Can we do sound? I don't know if we can do sound. Oh. It sounds good. You're using the pod mics.
Yeah.
Then you've got multicam happening. I love your set.
I know, it's so cool.
See, the thing about music gear is it looks great on camera and it makes for like awesome
drums in the
background stuff. I think I'm getting feedback here. So you guys, this is cool. Now I'm just finding stuff I want to continue to follow. This is awesome. Like it's so impressive just to see people just go for it and do their own thing. You guys have nailed it.
Thanks so much for the feedback. So cool. 3 M50s in 4K.
Oh, the 4K. So the M50 does cropped 4K, but you guys are, I mean, I don't know if the camera's just far away or using wide lenses. It looks great. Almost looks like you're using some kind of zoom because you're getting like that compressed background, which looks great. It's awesome. Are you editing in multicam or are you editing live? I'm curious. But anyway, thank you for super chat and thank you for letting us review your channel. It looks awesome. 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10. Sorry, that was my rating.
We got a new super chat.
Whoa. We're going to pay rent today.
Close. You got to close that, babe.
Okay, so the first. Oh, wait, I put that up there. We got to give you the sound effect. There it is. Thank you so much to help with the new R5. Oh, my God. So the camera itself is expensive yet fairly priced. It's the memory cards, the CFast Express cards or CF Express cards that are also quite expensive. So yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Okay, I'm gonna catch up here real quick, guys. Sorry.
All right.
Daniel is from Costa Rica. Bought Rodecaster with 2 pop mics. Thanks to you. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Randy Felix Media. What's up? What's your favorite Aquabat song? That's a great question.
Favorite Aquabat song is Play-Doh from The Fury, like the secret track.
I didn't even know that.
I mean, it's hard to like pick a favorite, but Play-Doh from The Fury. I know they did Play-Doh on the return, but I like the quality of the one with Travis Barker on drums. I also have, which I was lucky to get last year, the like album they released, which is mine is the pink version. And it's crazy because it's a remastering of The Fury, but it's original. And so it's songs that I've heard for 20 years, but they sound slightly different because it's like the original album versions. Like just something about them sounds different. It's wild to hear it. And there's like some alternate versions of some songs there too. So,
okay. Digital Slang. I didn't miss your thing here. Would love your opinion on my channel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
That's what we're here to do. Digital Slang. I'm just going to search up that, see if I can find it, and then we'll share our screen. Cool. Got it. Share screen, application window, Chrome.
Muhil
Boom.
is here. Yo, Tom and Heather, I'm here. Just woke up. It's around 9 here in Malaysia. Hi.
Good morning. Unless you're waking up at 9 p.m., but I don't think you are. Digital Slang. Here we go. You're just at the 4K 3.99.
Here we go.
We are
wow,
right there.
Look at this.
All right. Tech reviews and unboxings.
Branding on point.
You got the links in the banner.
Channel banner is awesome.
Yeah. And I don't know about you guys. Channel banner is my least favorite thing to design. It's fun when you get it, but just fitting all the stuff in the right window at the right resolutions is like such a nightmare. So you've got a channel trailer. I want to see if we can get like just to that 4K. Hey, to 4K. Let's see here. So let's look at your about section. Because this is where I was curious, noticing that we've got a decent number of videos. Oh my god!
Wow. Okay.
And you started in January of this year. You're like killing it then.
Yeah.
Good lord. I mean,
January of this year.
Yeah, January 2020 is when the channel started. So the first video 6 months ago, and we're up to like, I mean, I don't know how many videos we got here, but
we got to do the about.
A lot. We go to the about section. Tech nerd, welcome to Digital Slang. All the latest tech news, unboxing, and reviews. If there's a way to be a little more specific, because tech is really broad. I used to say tech, but people are like talking about phones all the time. I'm like, I'm not that interested in phones, but I'm interested in cameras and audio gear and stuff. So
yeah, like how are you different from Tom's channel?
Tech is a niche, but you can even go down further in that. Maybe just tell people, but it seems like clearly you're doing something right. So I could also just shut up. I love your thumbnails because they're clear and clean, but they also don't look like every other kind of tech review thumbnail, which tech is one of those niches where things are expected to be polished and crisp and wonderful. Yeah. So it's a little tricky to like break out of what's expected. You uploaded a video an hour ago. Ooh, we get some monetized playback happening here. You're welcome for that ad revenue. Cool, we got our top-down shot. Let's see here. We got good descriptions. I would recommend having being somebody who does tech videos or tech related videos, using the chapter markers in the description.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a 7-minute video just letting people know.
Ooh, studio. You guys, you and your studios look so good.
This is nice because you have the cool and the warm. You almost have like a teal and orange thing going on, but not in the like overdone way. Let me just hear. Okay, my voice was. I just wanted to make sure our audio quality was on point, and I mean it looks good and it sounds good. And the cool thing, see, I love tech review channels, but I actually love smaller ones because I feel like that's where you go to get the really authentic tech reviews.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at like your earbuds here, and like you can see little signs of wear on them, nothing big, but it's like, oh, he uses these, like he's actually tried them. It's not something where the person unboxes it for 2 seconds, calls it a review, and never touches it again. Like I'm not as interested in those. So like authentic, in-depth tech reviews are something I'm excited about. And it seems like I'm so impressed of how far you've come in 6 months.
Yeah, that's
Congrats.
awesome.
That's amazing. Like
definitely. How long did it take you to get to 4,000?
4,000 took me 2 years.
2 years, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
fine.
We got a puppy that's
okay
over here.
Can you scroll down to see if he had any feedback about our feedback? Feedback. He might not be here anymore, but okay.
No, I think we're
catching up. We're catching up. Here we go. We're like 20. We're still 20 minutes behind.
Well, we're gonna have to take our pup out in a second, so we might have to wrap up here.
Okay. John says, "What do you think about connecting the Rode Wireless Go Rodecaster Pro? It's good sound or not?"
Oh, it sounds great. I've done it. Totally works. No reason not to do it. The Rode Wireless Go is so much fun. I have a video coming out soon that kind of features it heavily, and I got the Interview Go, the little like microphone thing that it goes on, and I love it so much. Yeah, it totally works great. I love it. I've used it. 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10.
The Jonah Gaze. Hello from Berkeley. I'm always excited to see you upload, and I'm glad to finally have had the chance to catch one live.
Yes.
Thanks for being here.
He's one of my former students.
Oh, shut up. Crazy.
Yes. From when I started teaching digital media in 2012, that was your junior year. And he was like that was at my old school, my old program. If you watch the student work coming out of that program now, 5 years after I've left and 6 or 7 years after you've left, you can still see the influence of like his work on there. He was like, this is back when like, the 5D Mark II was the only camera with manual focus. And he was like the first one to throw in like Magic Lantern to get like a flat color profile.
Wow.
Like get into stylized videos before anyone in our little world was doing it, and just influenced everybody. Super talented.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm really glad you're doing well.
Okay, here we go. Turindu. Best setup for 2-people podcast. Mics that can be used and how to get the input into a computer.
2-person podcast. I mean, Rodecaster Pro.
Yeah.
That being said.
Okay, let me tell you guys about my very, very, very first podcast.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, 2015 maybe. I literally used 2 iPhones because it was me and my roommate. So I had her recording on the voice recorder on her iPhone. I recorded on my iPhone, and it was very easy to tell who was talking. So I just put the files right on top of each other, and that was it. Yeah.
The other thing I would say, which is kind of a lot of people use XLR interfaces. So you have mics that have XLR inputs, put them in an interface, connects to the computer. Those work great, and you can get something like the Focus. The red Scarlet, I forget what it's called, Scarlet something. It has like 2 inputs. What's he growling at? Our puppy is puppying really hard over there right now. And those work great, but something I don't talk about, just kind of regular mixers. Like this is a Yamaha 12-channel mixer, 10-channel mixer. These tend to be under $200. This has 4 XLR ports and a USB port in the back. So this can work as an audio interface and will let you connect multiple microphones to it. So some kind of mixer that will connect to your computer. The Rodecaster is my weapon of choice.
Okay. I'm going to go take this guy out.
Okay.
Steve says, have to go, guys. We'll catch up with the rest of the stream when you guys upload it later.
I will.
Here's where I am. So you can catch up.
We'll go through and we'll wrap up. You can muster it. I'll catch up.
No, I'll come back.
That's okay. I'll relish the opportunity.
I don't know what he's saying. Go to 6:03, babe.
What's 6:03? Oh, the times.
Yes.
Okay. before you step out, let's
There, that's the one.
introduce little guy over here real quick.
Okay, but don't forget. That's
603. I'm leaving my mouse right there. So thank you, Heather. We appreciate you.
I'll try to come back.
There we go. Round of applause. So our dogs are just getting a little restless. They got dinner right before this. They love to hang out in here. Our puppy woke up and now is he was just growling at the wall. So we'll figure it out. Okay, so I'll keep going. Let's see, 603. Dad jokes. What's brown and sticky? A stick. Oh, here he is. This is our almost 16-week-old corgi puppy, Finley, who's a very good boy.
Hello, Finley.
This is one of your first live stream appearances, buddy.
Ow, okay, I'm gonna take him out.
We just said you were a good boy, and now you're eating.
Go.
Okay, so let's see here. What's brown and sticky? A stick. What are some of the other ones? Oh yeah, did you hear about the scarecrow that won the award for doing an excellent performance at his job? He was outstanding in his field. Okay, I'm gonna mute Heather's mic just in case I bump it again. Oh, then you said a stick. Well, I'll stick around for more. The reason I blasted through that is because I see Fro Show, love a look at our show, how we can improve our set. Yes, I love set design stuff. So let's take a look. Oops, I misspelled it. Fro Show. Cool. Let's share our screens. Heather's not here to remind me, but I remember what to do. There we go. So here we go, 14. So you're just getting started. I already can tell you that I really love your icon. Maybe it's the blue because that's kind of like my favorite color for everything, but very eye-catching to me. Right off the bat, I know when I can expect stuff. Clearly, it's looking like a podcast because you got the icons right here. Jumping into the about section, we've got our about. Oh, you guys are just like right where you need to be. So let's look at your set here. We'll jump into videos. And I'm going to do the We Bought a Rodecaster Pro video because it's near and dear to my heart. So your set. You guys it looks like you're using multiple shots, which is cool. The only thing I would say right away, I think it looks great. Like, I mean, you keep doing what you're doing. It's going to look awesome. If it were me and I could just do whatever I wanted to do in this set, I would play with depth and lighting a little bit. If there's a way to pull the chairs and the table out from the curtain in the background, that would be great. Even if it's like a few feet, if you can get 5 feet, that would give you a lot of depth and make you guys pop out and make the background kind of blend in. If not, though, I don't know where you're filming. You might literally not be able to move anymore. And then on top of that, maybe some lighting. Like if you put some lights down on the floor, kind of shooting up, almost like a DJ would at like a wedding reception on the wall, you could get some really cool coloring happening here. And then the biggest thing, which mine died because the battery ran out, but if there's a way to position a light above you guys to get that hair light, the ring, like the ring of light here and the hair that's going to pop you out from the background, that always just, I think, makes things really like level up quickly. So that's kind of my input, but this is one of those things that makes me happy to discover because it's almost like you're finding a stock that you know is going to go up and you can invest in it early. You guys have everything that you need to be successful and you're already doing it. And it's just a matter of continuing to do it. And clearly you're going to grow. It's interesting to explore the ways that you can use a single episode of your podcast as multiple pieces of content. Kind of like we talked about earlier, where maybe getting like clips and sharing them on other social media and doing really stylized stuff. But you guys look like I'm not just blowing smoke either because you're in my live stream. You guys are really doing good stuff here, and I'm excited to see it. I know Ben is here. Come on, buddy. Oh, it's so cramped. Hi. Well, I was hoping he'd pop up on the desk, but he's under the desk now. That is our golden retriever. That is Ben. He pops up in videos pretty frequently. So you guys are doing great. I love it. I love the simple design of it. You could read it like, looks like a billboard that you could read from a mile away. So extremely well done, you guys. I'm hoping that audio wasn't causing a problem. We're still learning over here. Alrighty. So we talked about that. Post my link as well. Okay, coach plugged in. I want to make sure I touch on the people who have, that sounds wrong. I want to make sure I acknowledge the people who have been here early on since before I realized the link issues. So definitely want to hit those channels. Boom, there we go. You're at 761. Let's share the screen here and take a look. I'll scoot over a little bit. All right, here we go. Tech, productivity, and coaching with new videos each and every week. I should be over here. All right. So right off the bat, again, great looking channel. Like, thank you all for having good looking channel banners. Just thank you. I appreciate that as a teacher, as a YouTube viewer, and as a fellow content creator. I see what you're doing and I appreciate it. We've got the thing that we talked about before, customizing your homepage. So when you go to your homepage and you click on customize channel, that is where you can play around with those playlists and stuff so that you can just showcase more of your work. And it might even mean a couple of videos are repeated at different spots throughout your homepage. Totally not a big deal. But let's go to your about section. There you go. We have a description. You started in April and are up to almost 1,000. I mean, geez, I'm happy for you, but I'm just like, well, gee, what advice can I give you? You're clearly doing things very, very well and very, very right. I love looking at the most recent videos. Looks good. I like the setup. I like the editing happening here. And
oh wow, it looks so good.
I know. I'm just like so impressed with everybody. And then the iPad, I just upgraded mine and I love it. So my answer to should I buy the iPad in 2020 was yes, I should. I want to come back and check these out. So thank you for, you're just like recommending me channels now that I can watch, which is awesome. So 11 out of 10, man, everybody just full score channels over here. Muhil is here as well. Let me check out here. Okay. I'm going to come back to you, Muhil, and I'm going to jump down and just sort of catch up here. I want to go back to the Jonah gaze. I like how there's a review on a channel that's happening right now. It's interesting to see people react to the layout content. Yes. And everything is subjective. So just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. We've all heard that 1,000 times. Oh, good. I'm glad he's providing feedback here. Like my drums. One day I will play the drums on the live stream. We can just do like a jam session. I have a video about recording music with the iPad Pro and the Rodecaster, connecting the Rodecaster to the iPad, playing every track of a song. That's coming out. And that was really fun. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Talking about channel banners. This is a pain I know all too real. Final version 2. Real final real size. Let me just see if I can do something to potentially embarrass myself right now. I'm going to share my screen with you. And I'm going to go into my Enthusiasm Project desktop folder. And I'm going to go to channel banners. And I did pretty well here. Okay. There's YouTube cover 312, 13. Like, my naming isn't as bad as I expected it to be, but oof, it's always frustrating. But yeah, the channel banner is just a struggle for everybody. Let's see. Smaller channels put genuine effort for an average consumer. I mean, big channels could too. Like MKBHD did a video yesterday that was all about, can you trust me? He's 11 million subscribers. I trust him totally. And I feel that he's giving us quality content and quality reviews and quality feedback. But I feel like the small people, small channels, doesn't matter what size the person is, really do. They're just, they're not getting bombarded with 18 new pieces of tech every day. They're getting the thing that they had to invest their time and money into, and now they're talking about it after they've really used it, and that authentic use case is what I'm interested in. Hey, you are
Hi.
back.
I'm back.
How are the dogs?
They're great.
Oh, were they just needing like a
Little potty break.
potty break? Cool.
Yes.
Well, Muhil asked to review his channel, so I want to make sure we hit that. That might end up being our last critique. I'm trying to kind of go through here and catch up a little bit.
What time are you at? 6:30?
I'm actually going down to the bottom, but I need to go to the very last one because
Oh, wow.
yes, I think it's like the biggest super chat I've ever gotten. Super sticker.
Woo, woo, woo,
Yes,
woo.
thank you for just thank you. Like it's crazy. I didn't start my channel to make money or have an income, but it's crazy to have something you love doing generate revenue, and it's even crazier that people would opt in to help support it. So thank you so much. I will take that and put it right back into this channel in a way that hopefully makes better videos for all you guys. So I love it. Let's see here. Steve said speed up your slider action. Maybe
That's what I said.
when we're all done, we'll play around with some of the settings over here. Oh yeah, because he said here. There we go. Class of 2014, geeking out right now. Yes.
Oh, that's so cute.
I've shown you his video because he did that football video.
Oh, he's the one. Oh my gosh, he's spoken very high words about you.
Yes. So yeah, it was a cool example because that was when it was not easy to make stuff look good, and you made your stuff look good.
The sticker looks like that.
Oh, okay. It just said super sticker, and I was like, cool. I don't know what that means. Thank you. It says
You are amazing.
You're amazing. Okay, so the Fro Show, we talked about their channel. Space is an issue. It looks great. So you're only going to make it look better, and even if you don't change it all, it still looks great. So appreciate you guys all the way from Australia. It's awesome to hear from you. Hey, the Rodecaster and the Rode Pod Mics, all from Australia. So they didn't have to travel far to get to you. Up north of 60. Hello. It's nice to see you there. Angel, one of my recent graduates during the pandemic. Hi, Angel. That's what we'll say. I miss you. I'm sorry that your senior year ended the way that it did.
Aww.
It's a real bummer. Parents Uncensored is the name of my channel. I think we're only going to have time for one more, and I want to get to Muhil, which will explain why. But we got some dad jokes coming up. What is red and reeks like green paint?
What?
Red paint.
Oh.
Because it's all paint smells the same, right?
Yes.
You're welcome, Coach. I'm glad that hopefully it helped. I wish you all the best on your YouTube journey, and we'll check it out again. Up north of 60, we're doing channel reviews today, but we're just kind of at the tail end of the live stream. Now that I realize half the reason we didn't get started with channel reviews was because I messed up the link situation. We'll do another channel review soon if you guys want, and I'd love to jump in and check out more channels. Our botch was one of you to change everything with hopefully you're okay with that. Hopefully it's not one of those management decisions where the boss is like, I went to a conference and now everything is changing, and you're like, my life is terrible. So hopefully that helps. Digital Slang, you guys are awesome. Appreciate the feedback. You too. You are clear out some room for that silver play button because it's happening right now.
Wow.
Check out the couples table. Whoa, Heather just create commented on my channel. Thanks again. I promised to be your golden wedding. I'm guessing the live streaming golden is what, 50?
I think so.
Yeah, the live streaming abilities 50 years from now better be pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know 50 years from now. I was going to say it's like VR, but
I don't know. I feel like
course,
that could almost be like 3D TV was, where they're like, everything's going to be 3D TV. And then it came out and everyone's like, nah. And then it just went away. Okay, so Muhil's going to be our last channel critique for today, just for the sake of time, really. But there's a reason. There's multiple reasons. One, I think he deserves, you just turned 15, I think. Your birthday was the last time we did a live stream, right? It was 15. If I'm not mistaken, you're in Malaysia, and you're doing this all just...
I haven't checked out your channel yet. Okay, let's see it.
Well, here we go. So, and also I was like on one of his episodes, so it kind of hold a special place.
Fun tech content. I love your banner.
There we go. 2.0 fun tech content. We got the name, we got the niche, and we got the person right there. If you have an upload schedule, if maybe small letters right here, new videos every week, new videos every Tuesday, whatever. If you don't have an upload schedule, don't worry about it. You got the good homepage that we talked about. You might even be able to curate some more playlists because you do have a decent library of videos.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like a good YouTube playlist shouldn't be like 50 videos necessarily. It can be like 5 videos that are really specific on a topic, because if I'm looking at your channel and I find one video and now I realize there's 4 more videos like that, I'm going to be excited and I'm going to watch it. But if I go to your channel and there's a video I like and now there's 30 more videos like it, I'm going to feel overwhelmed and I might like not watch as many. So breaking some of this down into smaller playlists, adding those to your homepage, I think would be a really helpful thing to do. Oh, look, here's the episode where I was featured. Yeah.
I'm gonna find your channel right now.
Yeah, so you
subscribed.
Yes. I love, you're kind of the example of like being a broad channel, but I think that in your case, just the perspective, the fact that you are relatively young, I mean, you're young, but that doesn't mean you're not talented or experienced. So it's like in the YouTube world, 15 is relatively young. I think you're adding something of value to any conversation that you enter into. And so the fact that you do have like, here's, you know, a video analyzing OnePlus and some of their moves and a channel update and, you know, like history things and facts. I think it's kind of one of those things where you're going to be, I don't want to like, I brought up MKBHD a while ago, and the reason he popped in my head is because he talks about phones a lot, and I don't really care about phones that much, but I watch like every one of his videos because I know whatever he's talking about, he's going to put an interesting spin on it, and I'm going to get something out of it, and I'm going to think of things differently afterwards. And I feel like you have that, where regardless if it's a piece of tech, if it's a piece of history, if it's just like a, you know, a current event that's happening right now, I feel like I'm going to get a perspective that's going to be valuable. And that's unique. A draw that's tough. Heather and I have talked, because sometimes Heather's like, we should do a live stream or a podcast about whatever. And I'm like, I don't have anything, like, I don't know what I would say about that. Like, I don't have that thing of like, you could just add value to any conversation. So I stay in my little lane over here, but I think you have the ability to go broad. I don't know when you started your channel. You've got your about page. You've even got contact info right there.
He said, I actually updated the channel to only be a tech channel now.
Okay. Cool. Then.
But you can put that unique spin and perspective on tech.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And I mean, it's your channel, so do whatever you want, but I would kind of recommend leaving the other videos up just so people, I love watching the journey of a channel, like searching by oldest and seeing where they started and where they went and doing all their stuff here.
Cute.
I mean, yeah, and the thing is too, I should say, because I've done Roadcaster videos, I get a lot of emails from people asking to be on podcasts, which is usually really fun. Sometimes I don't have time, like in the calendar, to do it with my actual work and this and that. And sometimes I do, but the level of organization varies. Sometimes people are like super on the ball, and other times there's like no information. You gave me such detailed info. It was like a breeze to just be a part of your thing. And it's then just the way like you reached out, communicated clearly.
It's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, those are all things you're going to be doing in one way or another forever. And the fact that you're good at it, I think is highly valuable. So for today, I think that's a good channel to wrap up on, but I'd love to do more channel reviews or podcast reviews next time. And maybe it doesn't have to be a month before the next live stream. Maybe we could do one in another week or so or something.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I've heard live streaming can hurt your channel.
Well, why don't you guys let Tom know? Do you want him to live stream again?
Yeah.
When do you want him to live stream again? And what about? What should we focus on?
Yeah, I'd love to know.
You. I'm the moderator.
Yeah, but I love having you here. It's like, I kind of panicked when you left. I used to do live streams by myself, but then you walked out and I was like,
I like didn't know what you were doing. I was like, you can keep going, babe.
Like, oh, sorry.
Okay, well, yeah.
That's our buzzer. All right. So thank you guys again.
Clout News did say make a video on how to live stream your live stream setup. So
yeah, I feel like we're 95% there. As soon as that other 5%, I'd love to make a video about it, so that way it's helpful. It's a pretty simple setup, relatively speaking. So that'd be exciting. All right, I was looking at you like, okay, but thank you guys. just to get all sappy at the end, I cannot say how much it means to me to have people be a part of this, and I appreciate all the support. And Heather made an audible noise.
Loved being a part of this live streaming. Super informational. Feel like I took a lot away. Perfect timing. I tune into this weekly. I like the live stream. Once or twice a month would probably be good.
I would love that.
Tom should live stream more.
Yeah, I think like regardless of what it says about like YouTube analytics,
Awesome
I think for building a community and being able to, we can't do this on a regular video. I like to respond to comments, but it's not the same.
Dialogue.
Yeah,
conversation.
I think we should once or twice a month just like get it going and just have some fun. So I would love to do that. I know a lot of you guys are in different time zones, so I appreciate it.
You could join us on the Couples Podcast.
Oh, that's true. Every
podcast.
Thursday at 6 p.m. on Heather's channel, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
If you only want to listen to tech stuff, you should probably stay here.
We don't talk about tech stuff on that one.
Yeah. Just to give you a little preview, yesterday on our episode, we talked about whether we were having kids or not. So very
the discussion
different.
went places. But it's really fun. It's nice to kind of like explore different areas digitally. So thanks as always, as I celebrate my 3-year YouTube anniversary.
This is a great idea. Have call-ins.
Yes. Well, yes.
That'd be cool.
The thoughts are here.
Oh,
okay. The thoughts are here. I renewed my Google Voice number yesterday for reasons. Don't worry. All
right.
Maybe that's what we should try. Oh, wait, the slider too. We said we're gonna talk about the slider. Just before we wrap up, I'm at 31% speed. Here's.
Oh my gosh, this person is in Greece. 4:45 a.m.
Well, good morning.
I know, how crazy.
The slider didn't really speed up that much.
I want to go to Greece.
Well, we ain't going anywhere right now. We are gonna go have some snacks because
I'm hungry.
Yeah. So thank you again. I think I've said it a few times, but I genuinely mean it.
He loves it.
Yeah, it really it makes me like in a good mood for an extended period of time.
I know.
So I appreciate it so much. And thank you. Huge round of applause for Heather, who really yes. Well, there's the applause. You live for the applause. However the song goes. Yeah, I couldn't have done it without you. And thanks to the dogs. So we will see you guys next time. Take care. Stay safe. And I don't have a way to end this.
We will catch you guys in the next one.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Oh, end broadcast.